sucks. It sucks. I'm running crazy trying to pull Christmas together. I'm broke.
Yeah.
I'm I'm obsessed.
I know you can do it.
I'm obsessed with my parents dying.
Yeah. Why? Because you're seeing the signs of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to keep it light today, so I'm bringing this up.
There's nothing better. There's nothing lighter than parents dead. Let's say I'm in the same boat, so I want to hear what you have to say about it. Because my parents are both, my dad's 74, my mom's 73. It's about that time where you
Yeah.
you sort of say your farewells and start worrying about where you're going to put them. You're going to light them on fire. Are you going to bury them? All that sort of stuff.
I don't think about that shit. But
no,
it's almost like a dawning, and I'm starting to really realize it, and I almost feel like it's already happening. I mean, it's already happened.
Yeah.
Because they're not the same as they were. My mom is, but my dad's a little bit different than he was my whole life. And my father had two wives. My mother's his second wife.
Okay.
And his first wife is doing very poorly. Okay, like any day now type of shit.
Hospice type shit.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he made the right decision. Congratulations to him.
And and this has been a 40-year, 60-year battle. Okay, between those two. She's always been the enemy, and he's always done his best to turn my brothers and sisters against her. Okay.
Yep.
Now, she's no queen either. So, I mean, she's got her part, it goes both ways. But I'm watching my father's reaction to this woman dying. And it's really, really bothering him.
Why? Because he's affected by it. It's like when Batman loses the Joker. There's a bit of it that realizes no. Oh, no. He's happy about it.
No, it's like when Batman sees that Superman died, means, oh shit, I'm a superhero, but I can die.
Oh, he wanted to just outlive her, and he's like, fuck it, now I can, now I can start taking the foot off the gas.
Shut the fuck up. No, you're looking at someone who, these are the good old days. We were young together. Now she's old and getting ready to go. What about me? You put yourself in everybody's position. His friends are dying.
Yeah.
All of the people that are, even younger than him by 10 years. I mean, everybody's going, and I just watch him, and it just crushes him, because there's nothing that he fears in life except death.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's pretty much all humans. What's weird is that we fear something that's absolutely inevitable. So it's kind of odd. It's like the only thing for sure is going to happen, and yet nobody really wants to face the inevitability of it. Right. And a lot of people are afraid of it. I'm like, dude, there have been billions of people before you that have passed. If you can pass without having the death be a horrific death, like being burned alive, you're good. You're fucking good. Yeah.
I think I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that, and I'm watching him, and it's like this great life. Okay. He's 82, this great party that he's been at for 82 years. And instead of making the end of the party great and just leaving, he's going to fucking get belligerent and break a couple windows and piss on the floor.
Yeah.
And get ejected on a bad note. Why ruin, even if it's, say it's even a year, whatever, a year, 10 years, why ruin the end? Let's see this. Yeah. Yeah, Mom. Mom, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you watching that game?
I can't believe my mother just called me about the Minnesota game.
I can hear her. Tell her I said hello.
Eric Bean says hello. I gotta go, baby. Watch the game. I love you, Mom.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so
How bad? How badass is it that she just called me?
it's pretty badass. My mom would never in a million years call me and say, "Are you watching a game?" Not even close. But I understand what you're saying. Do you have you ever talked to your dad about his life and his reflection on his life, and does he have any regrets? Have you ever brought the word regret up to your father ever?
He never admit to any regrets.
Well, call him bullshit. Keep pestering.
Oh, I do. I do. I do.
Yeah, because I have usually the people that go out angry like that are the ones that wish they had done something that they did not do. It's not the ones that feel like they did everything they were supposed to do while they were here. Like when you pass, I mean, you achieved heights that other people will never even dream of, right? So for you to look back on your life, you're going to have to.
Yeah, and I've been thinking of that. I've been thinking a lot about that. Okay. I've done things that people couldn't imagine doing. I've done things that a millionth of a percentage of past human beings have done.
Yeah.
Okay.
TV, movies, professional boxing career, a really
But-
good one too.
Okay.
That's three incredibly rare,
Right.
impressive things to do.
Okay. Okay,
go ahead.
good. But I can't do my taxes.
Well, that's why you get an accountant. Nobody can do their taxes. Who the fuck can do a taxes? Yeah.
Okay, I can't do an oil change.
Who cares? That's why you go to Jiffy Lube. I mean, it's not, especially with the new cars. With the old cars, is pretty easy.
So my identity is going to be I punch people in the face.
Yeah, that's a great identity.
That's my, what is that thing you leave behind? That
Your legacy. Your
that's
legacy.
my legacy is that I punch people. Not that I was, I made a lot of money at it.
Yeah.
Not that, not that he was a billionaire from punching people in the face. Just he punched people in the face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't see any problem with that.
I think that's a pretty sparse legacy.
I don't think so, man. I mean, you're talking about years of being a professional athlete in general is an amazing accomplishment that takes incredible dedication and takes some pretty serious amount of control, mental control, physical control. You've got to be mentally tough, and you have to be emotionally intelligent, and you have to be able to control a lot of elements of you have to be disciplined as a motherfucker to reach that level. So most people can never reach that level. And that's, how many people get an opportunity for people to buy, thousands of people to buy tickets to come see them perform on any given time that they're ready to perform? Nobody. Very few people do that.
Yeah. I was a product.
Incredible. That's a hell of a product. You know what I mean? Most people can't get people to buy 5 tickets to come see him. And fucking children have problems getting 5 people to come see him at a children's show, at a Christmas show. You're talking about thousands of people paying money to come see you. That's a damn good legacy. Why would you want your legacy to be that motherfucker sure changes his oil really good? He was under the car like a motherfucker.
Okay, fair enough. I love it. I wouldn't want to lose that part of the legacy. But what else is there?
I mean, what else is about life?
Because listen,
Yeah.
I haven't stepped in the ring in 8 years. Okay. I haven't legitimately competed in boxing in probably 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Been a serious threat. But that's not a fucking life. That's 30 years of a life. Hopefully that's a third of your life. What the fuck do you do for the rest? Do you sit on what you did?
Well, no, you do other things, but if you've got the first part of your life has been a win, if your first half is a big W, you regroup for the second half and you play the second half. But the worst are people that first half of their life, they have nothing to show for it. They're halfway through their life. They look back and they've done nothing with their time. They've accomplished nothing with their time. They're working from 8 in the morning till 6 at night every night. Hate their fucking jobs. Married a woman that weren't really in love with, that wasn't really in love with them. Literally nothing in their life, and they're just waiting for Friday so they can get shit faced. But they've done nothing, and now they're in the second part of their life. So because your first half of your life was so extraordinary, it gives you a lot of wiggle room to be able to create what you want in the second half. That's part of the reason we do the podcast, is just to, talk shit.
So I lean on my kids. I lean on,
Yeah.
I look at my kids, love my kids to death. They really are exceptional. Okay. And it's just like that. That wasn't me doing that. That was part of a plan that somebody else had for me.
Explain what you mean.
Explain. That was a woman. That was a woman having something who had stars in her eye. She just had a crush. She was young. She was fucking 18, and all of a sudden she gets knocked up. All right. She didn't get knocked. She got knocked up because she was told to get knocked up. I was running around doing what I was doing, and the old man thought that this was the perfect woman for me to marry. He wanted me to marry her. I didn't want to marry her. All of a sudden, he tells her, well, if you let yourself get pregnant, that'll lock him up.
Jesus, you should want your old man to die for that one.
Stop.
I'd be rooting for that. I'd be rooting for his old ass to go. Just be
So fucking well,
you motherfucker, do
if
that.
if I called him right now, I could ask him if that was true, and he'd say, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's a pretty fucked up thing to do to your son. I mean, I would.
This woman was perfect. It was a baby. Of course, she didn't talk. He liked her because she took orders. She took orders because she was fucking 18 years old and was in love, in whatever with this older guy.
Yeah, I'm not that particular life lesson for you to try to advise a woman you're with to trick you into sticking with her by getting pregnant on purpose and having that come from a father.
Right.
It's disturbing to me, because that's something that
let me make some
life like that. You don't, even if especially if it's your son.
And I always have to put the disclaimer of, thank God he did, because I have my boys and my dog.
Yeah, I mean, that is, at the end of the day, that is your legacy.
And I think that's what he leans on. He goes, well, if I didn't do that, you wouldn't have these, and that kind of shuts me up. But it still kind of bothers me that was, nothing. I made no decisions in my career, in my married life, in anything. So it's starting to kind of eat away at me.
Well, it's at the right time, because you're getting ready to, if you're right, your parents are going to pass soon, you're going to be in a position to make all your decisions. You're not
3 days ago.
Yeah.
I had to drive up to New Jersey to pick up some grave blankets for some, ex-family members in the cemetery. So I'm driving up there. I'm about a mile short of the tunnel, and I get a flat tire. So pull over, a lot of traffic, kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it's Jersey. Yeah, that tunnels. Yes.
It's 95.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous as shit.
So I'm over on the side and I'm sitting there. What do I do? Mom, do we have coverage for the roadside? I said, yes, I'll call them.
Yeah.
So she calls them. I'm just sitting in the car on the shoulder. And so I get a notification, hour and 45 minutes, they'll be here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sit here for an hour and 45 minutes. And I sat there, and about 5 minutes passed, and I was like, I have fucking sons,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting here like a bitch on the
Yeah.
side of the road because I don't know how to change a fucking tire.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got out of the truck. I put on YouTube on how to change a tire of a 2022 Ram
Yeah.
and fucking got it done in 30 minutes.
Yeah. See, aren't you proud of yourself for overcoming adversity there?
Yeah, but just the mindset. Why was my first call
To your mom.
to my mom who has the information for the roadside assistance?
Yeah, I haven't called my mom for anything. I don't believe I've called her for anything substantial in probably 35 years.
Well, my mom just called me to tell me the score of the Minnesota game. So you and I have
We have different relationships. Yeah, actually I had a blowout with my mother yesterday again. But this time it was resolved fairly quickly by her because I played her the video that I played for you, that music video.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, listen to that. Let me know what you think. And I'll call you back. So I called her back. She goes, I hated it. Why would anybody remake that song? That was fucking. And I said, are you kidding me right now? She goes, that's all political. Why are you sending me political stuff? It's garbage. It's garbage. Why would you send me that? I'm like, garbage. Did you actually watch that thing? It's like the nicest. I mean, I've sent her so many things that I wouldn't expect a mother to really be quote unquote proud of.
Yeah.
That's one that I thought, would resonate. She went off and I'd said, you know what? You're a terrible human being. And she's like, what do you mean? I go, you're a despicably terrible human being. I go, Rob, who's her husband, he has a son who's in a punk metal band. I go, when Rob gets music from his son, it's not his type of music. He would never listen to that music. He's proud, and he's proud of his son's drumming. His son's drumming is unreal. And he's proud enough to play it and talk about it. I can't send you anything, even stuff that's really well done, and get any. I didn't know it was you. I go, what do you mean you didn't know it was me? It's from me with my name on the front of it by Eric Beans. And then the opening caption and the thumbnail all say my name. So what can you not read now too? So I didn't know it was, I just hated it. I was like, okay, why don't you, I'm going to hang up right now. I got to go. I was like, but you're a terrible human. I just want you to know that. And basically hung up on her. So she called back later and said, look, I had a long day. You caught me at a bad spot. I'll listen to it later. And then called back that night saying it was absolutely beautiful. I was wrong. And I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I told her, I said, you're just a despicable human being. So we
All right,
have,
let me
we
ask
have
you,
a
let me
different,
ask you a question.
yes.
Do you really think that about your mother?
No, but my mom is not. So she was brought up by two parents that were both in World War II. And her father was a true German soldier for the U.S. So he was fighting in Japan on our side, but German background, no sense of humor, not a lot of love, not a lot of support. It was very much military upbringing. Hey, get up. Sometimes getting up too rebelly itself, just like the military. Wake us up at 5:30 in the morning. Boys, get up. Got to go clean the woods. Got to go do this, and just have us doing shit all day out in the woods. Before we were allowed to have anything fun, we had to do farm work basically. But cleaning. The Germans had the cleanest forests, so we'd be out there fucking cleaning these forests. So she just wasn't brought up around a lot of love, man, and that's just the way she is. She's not a big hugger. There's not a lot of affection there. Certainly not a lot of support. It's not. That's not the
You come
way.
off that way. You come off that way early, but
Yeah.
you change. It might be that you just that German air almost you have a very hard exterior, it seems.
Yeah, without question. And it comes from that side of the family. The other side of the family, yes, they were military, but the mother, my granddad was military, and apparently he was very loving to me, but apparently I was the only one that he really was affectionate with.
Right.
He was pretty much just a bad motherfucker to everybody else, an old Marine that was shot. And my grandmother was the sweetest lady in the world. Like she was, she was accommodating and sweet and loving to everybody. including strangers, so that side of the family is funny, fun, gets fucked up. So it's, as I reflect on who I am as a person, it's really a combination of the two. And I'm trying to get rid of some of the side from my mother's side and realize that side of the personality, that's not a very likable part of the personality. It's sort of it's good for honesty and it's good for bluntness, but it's not necessarily going to be an endearing quality, to be a harsh
but you gotta weigh the other hand, okay?
Yep.
Because I think that is I think it serves you well to have a little bit more of a hard exterior. I think it serves you better than just being a just
jovial, happy-go-lucky person. 100%. I mean, there's times and places for everything, but I read this passage the other day that was important to me. It's in a book called The Daily Quotes of like positive shit, something like that. And basically what it said is you go out in public and you're, nice to the clerk and you're nice to the people in the street and you wave to everybody. You say, hey, how you doing, to people you don't know. Make sure you treat the people in your house better than you treat the strangers. You can't come home and be a different person and can't be fake, out nice to people and be an asshole in the home. And I went, it's a good point. I'm not an asshole in the home, but
it's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's such a good point. When I see people that treat their own family like they roll their eyes all the time and they're just like, they can't even seem to tolerate them,
Yeah.
It's just like, what a fucking asshole. These are the people that you are and should be closest to, and you're treating them like garbage in front of other people, acquaintances.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It's
That's a terrible quality.
It is. And so, I just went, I need to be my best self as often as humanly possible. When the kids are destroying the Christmas tree, don't say, motherfucker, what the fuck are you, just say, hey, you mind redirecting? My son has gotten in the habit, these two, of whenever I go, hey, what do you, he goes, hey, he'll just say it on his own. He'll go, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay. I need to, bring it down a little bit, and not what the fuck. And, just overall, just bring it down a notch. There's no need to be a 10.
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I talk to my kids like I talk to you.
Yeah, I do too. I talk to them like they're in a union chapter, working as longshoremen, and that's daughter and son. And that's a good thing in some ways. And then sometimes when your, son's dropping F-bombs too, you have to go, okay, that's not going to play well in the general community. It's when your son's doing, F-bombs this and F-bombs that.
I try to be a little softer with my daughters. I don't always succeed, but
yeah,
I try to, I guess treat them like ladies. Is that? I take it into account that they're female.
I always think, hey, however I talk to her is going to be the type of guy that she's probably going to gravitate towards. So it better be, in a nicer tone, in an appropriately nice way. Now, it's not difficult for me to be nice. I'm nice most of the time, but you could be nice 99 times and you're an asshole once, and it erases the 99 times you're right very quickly. The old saying is, if you go through your whole life and you don't fuck a sheep, then you fuck one sheep, you're a sheep fucker. But it's the same thing with words. Like it's important to sort of run it through a filter.
You know what most people remember Roberto Duran for?
No, I don't, other than the quitting. The no mas. Yeah, no mas. Yeah, which is crazy because that's the last thing that you should remember Roberto Duran for. But his worst moment has become a flagship moment of his.